Hello everyone, my name is Jerry Krahn. Some of you might know of me a little bit through the Facebook Epiphones. Some of you might have some CDs from over the years or have maybe seen me play. A few of you, maybe just a couple, have seen this guitar. So some of you are familiar with what I do. I will tell you on this little video, the star of the show is the guitar. I don't have what I call storeroom, music store chops where I'm going to dazzle you with my hands in harmonic knowledge. But I'm going to try to show you this guitar best I can. Of course, it's a master-built deluxe Epiphone from 1932, number 5607. I will get into the very unique story of how it came about owning this guitar. In the meantime, again, I'm going to try to show off the guitar because this is the deal right here. Not me, not my garage, ha ha ha, anything like that. So I think it has that Epiphone sound, both up here. As it should, a nice mid-range punch. That sort of thing. And it plays soft. It can really play soft. This intro I stole from Barty Kessel, The Garden in the Rain. Here's a rhythm lick from John Pisano, I Steal Everything, to Joe Pass' Christmas song on that album. I mean, it does that to me. It seems like it does. Not too much of that. Gosh, a lot of things I want to tell you about this guitar. I think it does other things very well. And by that I mean, let me tell you the story first. I had been looking for master built with this headstock, which would go to, I believe, very early 33. And I never had a deluxe. I've had Epiphones since about 1997. And so that's what I was looking for, something with this headstock. And my good friend Wes here at Gruen's said one day, you know what, Jerry, I think we have one. I don't know where it is. I don't think it had been cataloged. So over the next 3 months, he was looking for it, called me one day and said, hey, Jerry, I found it, come on down. So there I go with Richard. If I'm not almost positive, yes, Richard was here that day, that weekend. We went down, went upstairs, and lo and behold, opened up the cheap, falling apart case. Here it was. But here's the interesting thing. There's nothing on the guitar. I mean, just about bare bones. Couldn't believe it. Great shape, body in great shape. I mean, what you see on here is, I guess, a little overspray on the back where there was a repair. That was it. The headstock was intact, and that was so cool. This was all intact. Inlays there, 2 or 3 of them were bad. No frets, no nut. I mean, and then nothing this way. So you have to wonder, my oh my, these stories, you know, what in the world happened to all that stuff? Well, anyhow, had no idea what it might sound like. Richard said, if you're not going to buy it, I'm going to buy it. One concern of mine was it had a very bad back bow. And I thought, well, can we get that fixed? And what if we can't? Well, I sent it off to Joe at Archtop.com, who certainly knows what he's doing. And he said, well, we're going to work on it. And so everything you see on here came from Joe's shop. He made the pickguard, of course. I was not interested in finding original parts. They're too expensive, too hard to find. I wanted to get this thing going. And that's not what the sound of the guitar is about anyhow, is it? Not in my Not in my book anyhow. So it came, I believe he planed this area, then did a great job on the inlays. I got it back and man, it sounded like this right away. This is, I don't know, 2-3 years ago. And there were a couple things that needed tweaking, fixing, and he was, of course, good businessman he is. I sent it back on his dime. He fixed up what needed to be, sent it back on his dime. The neck was flat, or straight, I should say, which was good, but boy, I really wanted a little bit of relief to work with. I use heavy strings on here. I found out 14s. I love 14s, and these happen to be Gabriel Tenorial strings. They are brass rounds, round core. I recommend round core on your guitars. I'm really starting to get into it. But these are 14s. That's 14. I can almost, not quite a whole step. Anyhow, so I wanted some relief. I took it to my good buddies here at, Joe Glazer's, and they proceeded to do 2 heat sets. And darn if that just didn't put in just a little bit of relief, which was perfect. It stayed. I haven't done a thing to it. I am changing strings today. God knows how many hours I have on these strings, and they still sound good. Another thing I like about these strings is this is a G. That's the G string. How much squeak you got? Very little. This is the G. Love it. Love it. But anyhow, and then I have to tell you about George Gruen. Of course, this is 1932. Everybody has their own Gruen stories if they've ever met him. I was up in his second level showing him my Jim Ellsbury guitar. And at that time, Jim was there with me, but George proceeded to bring out his prized L5s. I think one was a 28, one was a 29. I can't quite, but that's the era. And he started to play Mother Maybelle licks. And of course, what is the most iconic L5 probably, and that's Mother Maybelle's L5 from that era. So George says, these guitars were not meant to play jazz. I had to hold myself back, but you know what? He has a point. Who was playing this in 1929? Not too many people. It was. And it does it. I'm a little out of tune there. Actually, I have a tune to play in Archtop, so it's a little out of tune. But Emmy Lou, I'm not a singer now. Make it believe. Somebody once said it's sacrilegious to play that on these guitars. I say, okay, whatever. One thing I wanted to show you is the action is so nice and done so nice. What I do in guitar stores to check that sometimes, go up each string, on and on. No buzzes on this baby, very little. And that can tell you a lot about the action. And when you're in a guitar store, watch out. You got 50 billion acoustic guitars hanging around you. Yeah, boy, you're going to get a lot of resonance. It's like playing in a big hall, but playing in a small room, dead room, that's a whole different story. You want to hear it there too. That's about it, I think. Again, this is the star of the show, 5607, and I'm so happy that I finally got around to showing it to you. There it is. Nothing been done to that finish. A little overspray in the back. The wonderful binding. I can never remember if it's at the rope or square. I don't know. And then that headstock, let's take a look at that. The wonderful inlay, you can see it, look at that. Backside, neck. Just a couple other things I just have to play for you, again, to expand what you think this thing can do. There you go. It's been a while since I played that. One more thing, nice sustain. That's a lot of sustain. Missed the last one. There you go. Thanks so much. Hope to see you around somewhere on the circuit and doing whatever kind of music that turns you on. You might find a lot of use for this baby right here, or anything like it. Thanks for listening.